perspective of a wannabe dictator, purges have many benefits. Removing long-standing leaders makes those institutions weaker, and thus easier to boss around. Purges also mean you make room for new yes-men. For example, the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs was seemingly brought in because Trump remembers him wearing a MAGA hat when they first met. Purges also send a warning to others.
And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank, there goes your future.
For this reason, purges of the security forces are a common characteristic of dictatorships. Stalin, for example, famously executed tens of thousands of Red Army officers. Saddam Hussein purged members of his party live on TV. And just recently, President Xi used claims of corruption to purge a top general. When Trump can't hire yes-men or purges aren't an option, he's used other tactics to put pressure on those in the security forces. FBI agents are asked in job interviews who they voted for, polygraphed about their political beliefs, while judges are insulted and threatened. Trump has also tried to corrupt the neutrality of the military.
You think this crowd would have showed up for Biden? I don't think so. I don't think so.
By turning speeches into political rallies, encouraging troops to boo political opponents, ordering the removal of soldiers with, quote, political views that are in opposition to the current administration, all while vendors sell MAGA hats and other merchandise. For Trump, the threats, the purges, the yes-men, it's all about personal loyalty. But while the concept is an obsession of his, what he's asking for is actually a corruption of loyalty.
Do solemnly swear to support and defend.
In their oath, those in the military swear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution, not to a person. In fact, loyalty is at the top of the US Army's list of values, but it's defined as true faith and allegiance to the US Constitution. In other words, the military must be loyal, but it's loyal to the laws and democracy at the heart of the American system, not to any particular politician, leader, or party. That's why it's wrong for the military to boo or cheer politicians, and why it'd be wrong for a general or any other member of the military to wear a MAGA hat and uniform. But of course, a dictator doesn't want security forces to be politically neutral, loyal to whoever is elected. He wants them to be loyal to him personally.
Ich schwöre Adolf Hitler.
That's why when Hitler came to power, he replaced the traditional oath to the German constitution with an oath naming him personally. Under Mao, soldiers were expected to recite quotations from a little red book of his personal sayings, and Saddam Hussein named one part of the army the Fedayeen Saddam, literally Saddam's men of sacrifice, a unit his son Uday, a big Star Wars fan, dressed all in Darth Vader helmets. This is clearly the direction that Trump wants to take the US security forces in. It's a diminishment of the US military and the country's public servants, and it's a corruption of loyalty that takes the country closer to a dictatorship.